Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy. It's the 1, 2, 3 count of wrestling podcast. Here to talk about everything that's happened this week in professional wrestling. First and foremost, we want to say hashtag thank you, Sting, for 40 years of excellent wrestling, of being there from the beginning of our love of wrestling till the very end, which it's not the very end of our love of wrestling, but you get what I'm saying. This weekend was Sting's last match in wrestling. And boy,
it was a match. It was something.
First of all, okay, I just want to say this about Sting. I want you to know that career is just fucking crazy. This dude was in video games for Nintendo. Not Super Nintendo, not Nintendo 64, not PlayStation. For the original Nintendo. That's how long his career has been. And I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me correct, he started in 84, right? I believe it was 84. So. I was born in 85. It is 40-year career. I was born in 85. I'm 39. So he started in 84. Nintendo began mass publishing of their systems around 83. So he's as old as Nintendo is to the general public, not to Japan, but to the general public. Well, I got a whole thing about Nintendo being card games and how they was with the Yakuza and all this other shit, but that's for the gaming system.
He debuted in 1985.
He debuted in 1985. That's what's up. That's what's up. So 39-year career. I thought it was 84, but it's cool. Sting, you have been wrestling since I've been born. You have been one of my favorite characters in the Super Nintendo wrestling game. I can't remember what the name of the game was. But you have been integral you've been an integral part of my childhood. Crow Sting, even though you said you wasn't inspired by the Crow, yeah, that don't make sense.
Refuse to believe.
Yeah, I mean, didn't you have a... No, that was Raven.
He had a Raven.
He had a Raven.
No.
He had a Crow.
Well, Crow, Raven, same thing. Really.
They're cousins.
They're both black and...
They're both in the same family, actually.
The Crow came out in 94.
Mm-hmm. When he became Crow Sting, he was, what, it was 96, 97?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, it came out in 94, the face paint and all that shit. You did that. You did that. You copied. But it's cool because you Sting and we love you, right? You done changed the game for a lot of wrestlers. You are the only person that took...
Whoa. Go finish that.
You are the only person that took an iconic wrestling move and just really made it your own. You done took the sharpshooter and turned it to the Scorpion Deathlock.
Well, no. Scorpion Deathlock and the sharpshooter are two different things. And it all deals with the leg position. So, say you have the person on the floor. When you put your legs around the leg in your right hand, flip it over, that's the sharpshooter. The way that Sting would do it was he would put his right leg just in between and he would fold both legs over. Boom. And that's how he would do the Scorpion Deathlock. Two different moves, but they just looked the same.
You see that? This is why you are the professional, because the casual fan wouldn't have been able to catch that.
I swear it was the same move.
I swear to the Lord it was the same move.
It's the details.
Yeah, like I do know, and this is my Chris Jericho reference for today, even though I didn't do one last week, which was awesome. I know that the Lion Tamer and what the fuck he does now are two different things. He used to do the Lion Tamer, now he does the Boston Crab. Those are two completely different moves, but I can see the difference because nigga, I don't know what that is, but that is not the Lion Tamer. That's not the Walls of Jericho. That's not, and that's crazy because the Walls of Jericho is a little different from the Lion Tamer.
Mm-hmm.
That is fucking awesome. Just little key. I love wrestling. I'm sorry, but thank you, Sting.
I was thinking, like everybody always talks about like the Mount Rushmores of wrestling, and I feel like Sting is very underrated when it comes to like wrestling.
Mm.
Like everybody knows of Sting. Sting is very well known within the wrestling industry and within the wrestling community. But he doesn't get the same respect as the Hulk Hogan's, the Rocks, the Stone Colds, the Undertakers. When he was just as influential, if not the guy within WCW.
Yeah,
Like,
I would say it like
yeah,
this. I would say it like this. There are very few people that surpasses the Mount Rushmore. Like Sting surpasses the Mount Rushmore. He is iconic. He is when you look up wrestling in a dictionary, Sting face would be there. Cause he's 39 years consistently innovating, being face, being heel, being comedic, being dramatic, being all of that. He is literally the face of wrestling, right? You can't mention, you shouldn't, if you mention wrestling and you don't mention Sting, I question you as a wrestling fan. That's how much of wrestling Sting is. There's very few people that can go into that. We could put Ric Flair in there. We could put Undertaker. I mean, yeah, we could probably put Undertaker in that as far as being an icon. And Undertaker probably doesn't get on the Mount Rushmore, but he surpasses what Mount Rushmore is. When you start thinking about Rushmore, you're thinking about, a lot of people think about the trailblazers of the new generation. A lot of times you won't hear them put Jimmy Superfly Snuka in there. You won't hear them put Tama Tonga in there. You won't hear them put different wrestlers that deserve it. Was Bob Backlund. Bob Backlund deserves to be in that, right? And some of these people I think are way more underrated than Sting as far as regard. True wrestling fans remember them, but the casual fans don't. When you start talking about Mount Rushmore, you think about the game changers. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash would be a game changer out of when they literally changed how wrestling was digested. Stone Cold, The Rock, changed that, right? But Bret Hart surpasses Mount Rushmore. Sting surpasses Mount Rushmore. These guys will hold a. Sting is so iconic that even if you didn't watch wrestling, you know who Sting is. That's how iconic he is. Like, you know Sting as the wrestler. You don't know him as a movie star. You don't know him as anything else but the wrestler. You remember the wolf pack Sting, the red and black.
That was low-key my favorite one, but I'm also an NWO red and black, like Stan.
Yeah.
I will always be a red and black guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Wolfpack. Woo. But no, but he's probably one of the few wrestlers, very few wrestlers that are known outside of wrestling for wrestling. He's identifiable and you can pull any Sting face you want, any face paint Sting you want. People know that Sting. And that surpasses Mount Rushmore. That kind of honestly surpassed iconic status. He is a wrestling god. He is the Zeus or Ares of the wrestling world. And for that, he will never be replaced. There will never be another Sting. And if he decides to come back out of retirement, he'll He'll be like Ric Flair, but it will be a
Please
welcome.
don't.
It will be a welcome. I wouldn't
It
say
will be a
do it.
welcome, but things that one guy who I believe when he says he's retired,
He's done.
he's going to stay retired.
Yeah.
And I pray that Kyrie Sane isn't her because she took a mad knee to the face.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of all I really wanted to say. I thank y'all for letting me just go. Chris, Sting,
Yeah.
Joker Sting, heel Sting. You are the TNA guy out of
Yes.
Look, real quick. Sting is the only person who's actually wrestled in damn near every major promotion.
yeah.
He's wrestled New Japan, All Japan, WCW, Impact, WWE, and AEW.
Yeah. Yeah, Samoa Joe is the only one that hasn't gotten to WCW. Like he couldn't.
And I think the only one that he was never in was ECW.
Yeah. I think. Well, Chris, you was watching wrestling when ECW separated. I mean, got bought out by WWE. Was there ever a match on there?
But Sting, no, Sting was still in TNA at that point.
TNA.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where most of my knowledge of Sting is from his TNA days. Him, Main Event Mafia,
Mm-hmm.
Him, AJ Styles, him, Joe, him, Kurt Angle. Ooh, man, that's the thing I know until he came to AEW, and I was like, oh,
this dude different.
He going crazy. Hold on.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I always loved the Main Event Mafia.
Yeah, they was cool at first, and then they just added too many people. There's too many people. I think Nigel McGuinness is in the Main Event Mafia at one point.
Like they need something like that. Like just I think in AEW that would work.
Main Event Mafia.
Having some type of Main Event Mafia where it's just put Adam Copeland, put Christian, put fucking Dustin, just all the really old guys who can still work. I shouldn't say really old guys, but older wrestlers who can still work, put them all in a stable and have them as a stable work with different talent.
Yeah.
But did you have anything else about Sting that you want to talk about, Chris?
No, just thank you, Sting.
We are going to talk about AEW Revolution that happened over the weekend. Such a great show. I was about to say such a great anime. Such a great show.
That's anime
they definitely had at least one match of the night, one match of the year, one match that was probably of the decade, and one match that was just like, why? And you'll find all about that. So it started off like I'm just gonna zoom through this. We had 0 Hour. I definitely need them to break up the Bang Bang Sister Gang.
Yes.
I can see the Acclaim being the team that goes heel. Just because, Max Caster has been flubbing his lines on his raps and stuff. And they've had some miscues with Daddy Ass and Switchblade. But everybody loves the Bang Bang Gang. So turning them heel, nah. I definitely think they should have a match to combine the Trios Championship from both shows. And just call them the Ultimate Trios Championship. I don't know.
Something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're getting Jay White versus Darby Allin next week, or is it in 2 weeks?
The way that show ended, it should probably be in 2 weeks at Big Business.
Yeah.
But
Big Business. Yeah.
We also had Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
Can I tell y'all how over Julia Hart is? I was like, I'm so happy for her.
Yeah.
They out there singing her song with her. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Julia.
Get her on TV.
More.
Get her on TV.
Yeah.
Yes, more.
Yeah, more her and her team with Sky Blue. Woo, 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 woo. Love it.
But I still love me some Willow Nightingale,
Yes.
and me and my baby were like, Chris Daddy is thicky as hell.
Yeah, that is true.
But I love all 4 women.
Yes.
We had a really good match. Daddy and Nightingale ended up getting the win, but yeah, it's time for Sky Blue to just join the House of Black.
As well.
Might as well. Wait, I got a question. Just real quick. Are you the only person that called her Steady?
I just started that right now.
I never heard that.
Ever.
I guess tomorrow when we live tweeting, you should probably post that in her match. Like, look at Steady. Yeah. That's that. You should probably push that. Yeah, put that on Twitter tonight. Tomorrow I'm cheering for Statty. And I swear to you that's gonna go over. I know it.
I mean, we have a mommy, so
we go get it over. Watch.
Yeah, we need.
Hey, that's all we need.
Yes, Stokely
is just a funny person there from post.
He's hilarious.
Oh, what did he post about? Like the Darby Allin match, like when he went off the. I'll find it later and I'll post it. But first match that we had come up was for the TNT Championships, Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia. We had just a lot of interference from Killswitch, Nick Wayne, Mama Wayne.
Yeah.
Daddy Magic tried to interfere. I thought that Adam Copeland would come and interfere and help Daniel Garcia win. I think somebody else, Will Culture, had said that as well. But that didn't happen. It's a shame because Daniel Garcia would be an excellent TNT champion.
Yeah. He would.
And
they building it up.
But the thing is, and this is what I'm happy for, the TNT title is no longer the hot potato title.
Yeah.
When they put it on Garcia, I'm pretty sure Garcia is going to hold it for a moment. I'm so Tony, thank you, because damn it, now it has a little bit of prestige. Yeah.
Christian, he need to hold that title for a little bit longer.
Just a little bit longer.
Yeah,
and just build up Daniel Garcia because he would be a perfect TNT champion.
If he doesn't win it, I don't see anybody who about it. I don't know who could actually win it, and it would have to be somebody that the people want. It shouldn't be just some random. Not going to say random, but just somebody in wrestling that nobody's gotten behind. It should definitely be put on somebody that people are behind.
Yeah.
And again, Statlanders like that. But I did find the
Stokely tweet.
The post. Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it says nobody, and it says Sean Kingston when he sees a beautiful girl. And it's when Darby Allin jumps off the ladder into the glass. I was like, why does he have to be that way? But I love it. But anyway, Christian ended up getting the win. He is still our TNT champion. Whoop de freaking do. Man.
I need you to bring that hate down just a little bit for Christian. Just a little bit.
He wanted Danny Garcia to win. I understand.
Yeah. I don't know if this is going in order of the matches, because I did eventually fall asleep watching it because I had just gotten off work, so I wasn't staying up to watch all these matches. We then had Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson for the Continental Crown Championships.
They beat the mess out of each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, Eddie's shoulder, that junk, that's either dislocated or something. Oh, his shoulder. I was like, ooh.
I think when we talked about it last week, we were all saying that Danielson was going to win, or probably was going to win. I'm happy they gave it to Eddie Kingston. So technically, Eddie has 2 one-on-one victories over Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, I remember me saying that if that's the way it should go. Now you know
he's gonna go on a losing streak.
Yeah, they just end out his career just on a losing streak, getting all these people over, because that's what I expect Bryan Danielson to do that. Because I think since he started these pay-per-views for his goodbyes, I think he's lost every big one. Yeah, so let him just continue to do this. Get them over, put in a match where it looks like he could win, and let it be just sheer will that somebody else wins. Just like with Zack Sabre Jr. Let him go do that with Will Ospreay. Let him do that with Let him do that with Alex Hammerstone. That's my boy. I like Hammerstone. Like just with something. Oh, and shout out to Hammerstone going to TNA. That's what's up. I'm really excited about that. I've been following him for like the last 2-3 years. Once I saw him, I was like, look at this big piece of man meat. Like this is, and he is good. So, but no, yeah, but he should be going on these losing streaks. Any win should be a tag team match, because I think there should be a couple of tag teams that he put in there. Somebody you always wanted to team up with. I can see him teaming up with Eddie Kingston for a match against somebody from Bullet Club, or what's the name? GOD.
Guerrillas of Destruction?
Yeah, I can see them do.
Well, one is in New Japan, and Tama Tonga is going to WWE.
Yeah, I know. I know. But I hope before he gets to WWE, he's they show up for Forbidden Door just for one match. Just one match. I'm just looking for that match.
Probably there right after Mania.
Yeah, which kind of sucks. Oh, and yeah, he's at Mania and he's costing Cody. I said it.
I mean, there has been talks on another member being brought in to the Bloodline.
I heard what The Rock said. I heard what he said. We'll get to it.
Well, yeah, we'll get to it. Then we had the All-Star 8-Man Scramble. The winner gets a AEW Championship match. We had Man Meat slapping Man Meat, and Little Meat slapping Little Meat.
Thank you,
whoever
Taz.
told me,
I don't know, Big E gonna like that one.
And whoever said pause to me, we don't pause when Man Meat slaps Man Meat. Okay.
Yeah.
Pause a little bit. Hold on.
Nah.
But we had Chris Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Wardlow, Dante Martin, Hook, Brian Cage, which is also Christian Cage's cousin, and Magnus. At first, it was going to be a triple threat match with Wardlow, Lance Archer, and Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm actually really happy that they made it the 8-Man Scramble. I know a lot of people didn't enjoy it that much, but I liked it so much better than if they would have had that triple threat match, because
the right man won.
Yes,
and nobody who wasn't supposed to get pinned didn't get pinned.
Yeah,
like Powerhouse
didn't want to pin Powerhouse. Lance Archer doesn't need to be pinned. Chris Jericho doesn't need to be pinned. You could have pinned Magnus, but I think it was Dante Martin, which was the right person.
Yeah.
So
because it don't hurt him at all. I mean,
yeah.
So yeah.
I thought it was Wardlow first. I was like, wait a minute.
Wardlow ended up getting the victory, so he has a title shot, which is cool. I mean, his promos the last few weeks have been spot on.
Yeah.
So good.
So
him versus Samoa Joe. I think that's gonna really be a good one. And I think I'm gonna say this just because it should be on a Dynamite.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. It should be on Big Business.
No, it should. It should. I mean, if you put it on Big Business, okay. But
is that Solo Roca?
Wardlow when he loses, it can't be a clean loss. I'm sorry. It can't. Let this build up a little more. He lost, so it takes him out of the running for a minute, but let him build back up to get to that because you didn't really beat me. And I swear to you, that is probably the best, the easiest and the best thing to always build up. The you didn't beat me. I mean, because even with Hangman Adam Page, and it's funny, you didn't really beat me. You was like, nigga, you didn't beat me either. Like this is, but it still works. It builds that tension. It puts that seed in the head as, oh shit, Wardlow didn't lose clean, or Wardlow didn't really lose. It was a draw, and they're like it helps. So I know that you're gonna keep it on Samoa Joe, but for the time being, let it be a goofy, shaky loss. And then I will also say, when you decide to pull the trigger, let it be on the Dynamite. I swear to you, because we're going to get to this later. There's been a change in AEW, and I think that they're missing the point. But I'm gonna get to that a little bit later.
So then we had the international title, Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong. We kind of knew that Roddy should win it.
Yeah.
I honestly still wanted Orange Cassidy to win and Trent turning heel and beating Orange Cassidy. But the way that they've played out this story with Orange Cassidy, with doing title match, match after match after match, it's the same thing that was the last time he lost it. All those injuries piled up.
Yeah.
Eventually, that gut wrench powerbomb on the ropes.
Yeah, that was bad. And he sold that one.
Roddy, the king of the backbreakers. Oh man.
Yeah,
he was breaking backs.
Yeah, that was that.
And the heartache is one of my favorite finishers next to the RKO. It's so good.
He got the pin 1, 2, 3. And then all of a sudden, this disheveled, crazy looking man.
Forgetting Hugh Hefner.
And then we have the return of Kyle O'Reilly.
Woo!
I did not realize that he was gone for 2 years. I swear it. It
felt like it was less than that.
It felt like it was less, but then you realize, like, nah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember what injury he had. I don't at all.
I can't remember either.
I don't know if it was a neck injury or all I know is he's been out for 2 years. It's great to have him back. They tried to recruit him for the United Undisputed excuse me. And he kind of whispered something in Roddy's ear and left even more disheveled.
He was like, "Where's Bobby?"
No, I was about to say that he whispered, "Bobby's coming back." Yeah.
Punk ain't here. Bobby's coming back.
Why are the lackeys here?
Yeah.
Because let's just say the Bobby Fish does come back. As much as damn it, what are the names?
The Kingdom.
Yeah. As much as the Kingdom is great, having that just undisputed era.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Nah, people want it.
Era versus
people want it. Then you got to give the people what they want.
And that's what they had set up, them versus the Elite. So that would be perfect. Like, granted, Omega's out, but they still have Nicholas and Matthew, and then they also have Hangnail. So.
Didn't I just say bring the hate down just a little bit? See it coming, right?
But it was great seeing Kyle O'Reilly back. I don't think he has a match on Wednesday, but they're going to talk something about that. He'll come out. He'll be seen.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do a backstage promo with him.
We then had FTR versus the Legion of BBC.
BCC.
Man.
There we go. I was like, wait.
BBC is something completely different.
Let's ask Renee about that. They had probably the second match of the night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how they topped that 20-minute draw on Dynamite a few weeks ago, but they did.
I don't know where Dax busted himself open at. Like, I just looked up or looked down, looked up, looked to the side. All of a sudden, he's bleeding profusely, gushing. And it just all like, I loved how Moxie and them came out with the shoulder pads for the LOD, because the LOD was by far one of my favorite tag teams growing up.
Yeah.
That
I used to love their finisher.
Did you see the Doomsday uppercut that they did?
The springboard. Yeah.
I actually missed that match. So I saw the entrance. I didn't get a chance to see the highlights, but I missed that match.
Man, he just poop. Turned, hit him.
Uppercut.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That's great.
I was like, didn't know how they were going to finish this match.
I thought
John Moxley
ended
up same, but John Moxley ended up choking out Cash. Granted, he was bleeding profusely from the head, so it happens. Which this is the second. There were two finishes which were the same finish. So we had Eddie Kingston and Wardlow. Their match ended the same with a powerbomb. And then Anna Grace is by far the best person on NXT. Just saying. Besides for Metaphor. And Alexa. Or no, not Alexa. Yeah, I'm going off on a tangent. Sorry. And then we had the second with the chokeout between them and a match coming up. So I would just say, definitely they need to fix that situation where you're not having the same type of finishes, like on each show, because that can get very annoying for certain fans. Not saying it was annoying for me, but I'm just saying the one thing that they would teach us in wrestling school was to watch the other matches so that you don't do what another match has already done. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking.
No, that's the professional in you, and I like this because this is the second time that you've done it so far that you just explained something that we as fans probably wouldn't catch until later. Like we didn't really realize how much the surprise roll up was annoying until it was done almost everywhere. To the point where Simon calls it the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment.
It got to the point where Xavier Woods was trying to get that as the backwoods, and then WWE decided to say no, dicks.
Dicks, yeah.
Maybe you should stop doing so much, dicks.
Right, but yeah, that's. But for us, we probably wouldn't have noticed it unless it was like 10 matches that did the exact same thing. You're like, it does get boring after a minute. But yeah, but for you to say it was kind of like, I never really noticed how many matches ended the exact same or ended differently. Like, because even with the idea of it being finishers, your finisher is this, my finisher is this. We're both going to finish with a finisher. It's not the same, but I'm pretty sure if Diamond Dallas Page did the Diamond Cutter to win a match, and the following match is Randy Orton and he RKO, he would be like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, that's cool. Thank you.
We then had a mind just gaggle. We had Timeless Tony Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo. And when I tell you, Mariah May shocked everybody into
best stunt
thinking,
double ever.
And that's
like,
Dang, she brought back the old Tony Storm.
like Damien Mizdow has nothing on that. I was like,
what is her name? What is her name? What is her name? Oh my god! I'm Kip's wife,
Penelope Ford.
Penelope Ford. Yeah, that's what my thought. I was like, is that Kip's wife? Because you know I'd said that they style has been similar since they both came in. So yeah, but I don't know. I had a joke. I'm gonna shut up because it's not kosher. I'm gonna shut up.
Timeless Tony Storm ended up getting the win after she hit the Storm Zero. And
hey, look, it's William Regal. Sorry.
NXT.
It
does he get to hug his dad?
Charles Dempsey.
Yeah. Sorry, I kind of want to hear what he has to say. And if he's going to acknowledge his son.
Nah, they don't do that in WWE.
But no, Timeless Storm ended up getting the win.
Not unless you're... Sorry, I was about to say not unless you're Kurt Angle or Vince.
They still should have made
they messed up
Chad Gable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It should have been Chad Gable, and it shouldn't have been Hornswoggle.
No. But then again, it was supposed to be Mr. Kennedy, but he had ended up getting either fired or suspended.
Yeah,
so that's why
which he blames Randy Orton.
But then
that's
had
crazy like that, wasn't
it? The match of the year.
It's already my match of the year. I don't even care.
Yeah, this is this is when we're gonna start making sure that we write down match of the year. Because Will Ospreay,
man,
and Takeshita. What a match. Like, one, Takeshita got music again.
Thank God. This is Don Callis thing. Like, oh, I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear all that.
Two, they started like from go. They just started. And
this match started off on 8. It went to like 20 the whole time.
People, I think 30 seconds in, they got a standing ovation.
Yeah. I can't tell you how much I love this match. It was
like,
whoo, man.
I have posted, I was like, Takeshita is now going back to that wrestling style or wrestling the same way. Whoo! Like when we first started to like fall in love with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Will Ospreay is just that, Will Ospreay.
Yeah, Will Ospreay is Will Ospreay.
And together they made pure magic. Their sequences, their spots, their like the way that they had like the adrenaline rushing.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
The brain buster on the top rope almost jumped out the window.
Still getting chill. My hair is standing up on my arm, still thinking about it. But no, man, it was just crazy. All right, we're probably not going to talk about the press conference, but just real quick about Will Ospreay. That guy is in love with wrestling. Listening to him talk, he has a sense of excitement, a boyish excitement of like, it's like Christmas for him. Like he's a little kid and he's Christmas and he sees the box that had his very first PlayStation in there and he's like, oh my God, I got it, right? He was talking about his butt got injured in it. He got a bruise on it and he was just like, he was just really happy about it. He was like, man, he messed my arse up and this, that, you want to see it? You want to see it? I'm like, this dude has a love, like it's breathing for him. And to have that person in, like, he's going to be the superstar of AEW.
Yeah.
Like I
I
was,
say people already saying they should book him like they book Cody in WWE.
yeah, they should.
Someone has stated that they during next year or this year's All In, whichever one's in England, he should win the AEW championship
He
there.
should. I think that he proved himself a couple years before when he first came in as just a contractor, just coming in to just do a couple of matches every once in a while. He proved that he can wrestle. But when he got signed and they brought him on, and you see how the fans relate to him, you've seen the buildups of different matches. He has that star quality, and he already put in the work. I can see him coming in and he coming out the gate winning and winning the championship. And they should book him like that. Like we're planning for him to win the championship by the summer. So this match has got to happen. We're gonna have this marquee tag match. If Kenny Omega comes into the picture, in this time, he's going to have another match with him where he comes out on top, and we're preparing him for Samoa Joe. Like there's a couple of milestones that he probably should cross. But again, he doesn't have to because he's already who he is. And his fan base spans other countries. So yeah, when they go back to Wembley, he needs to have that belt on him when he leaves.
It's gonna be Swerve versus Ospreay.
Ooh. Ooh.
They are. If y'all didn't see that match before on the Independence.
All right. So do you think that Swerve gonna take the belt off of Samoa Joe?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you think that Swerve's going to be the transitional champion?
I wouldn't even say it's transitional because I say he can win it at the next pay per view that they got coming up, Dynasty, I believe it's called. Win it at Dynasty, hold it up until September. Technically, that's not a transitional champion.
Yeah,
A transitional champion is somebody who holds it for like
2 weeks.
like a few weeks
Yeah.
to like maybe 2 months max. I would say that was a transitional champion. If you can hold it for
Yeah, I think in the scope of things now, I think a transitional champion, because of how they do everything, would be from one pay-per-view to the next one. That's probably the new name for a transitional champion. And granted, they haven't had many transitional champions except for the TNT title, but even WWE hasn't had that many transitional champions lately. But yeah, I think because now the regular shows, the Raws, the Dynamites, they're more so exhibitions where the winner you already pretty much know is just for entertainment. But I think so. I think that the landscape has changed. Transitional champion holds it from one pay-per-view to the next. If you can get 2 pay-per-views in it, I wouldn't call you a transitional. But if you Revolution and then the next one after that, then yeah, you would be a transitional. But if he wins it at the next one, he makes it past Forbidden Door, he makes it past Double or Nothing, then yeah, I wouldn't call him that. But that's my thing.
But speaking of world champions, we had an AEW World Championship match: Hangman versus Samoa Joe versus Swerve Strickland. Like,
Jesus.
Let's be honest. The only reason why Swerve Strickland lost is because Hangman is petty.
Yeah.
Hater of the year candidate.
Let's
he
just,
up there with
but
McIntyre.
also those two, or Hangman and Swerve, were way too focused on each other.
True that.
And not Samoa Joe, but they started off hot. And like it was a lot of Hangman, Swerve, them fighting each other. Samoa Joe's like, you know what? I'm so sick of you both. Pow, pow. To the point where they would eventually have to work together. And then they would just go back to fighting each other and scrapping with each other. That's really the whole match to a T. I definitely think if Swerve would have hit the stomp and went for he hit the stomp on Joe, he should have went for the pin, could have won. Could have had the belt right there. But no, he had to wait, he had to give everybody the kick to the face, give everybody Hangman a kick to the face. And Hangman just had to be a petty little jackass.
Yes.
Ain't no way this man beat up 2 refs in this match.
If somebody else is suspended, Sammy Guevara, then Hangman needs to be suspended too for 30, 40 days
Okay.
till All In.
Okay. No, he shouldn't be suspended to all. He shouldn't be suspended to all in. No, just because you don't want to deal with
give
him.
The whole spring and summer day.
No. Okay. So I'm gonna say this. Great storyteller. Storyteller. Hangman is I put it down here on my phone. He's a candidate. Can't really see it. But it's for Hater of the Year. Okay, it's Drew. It's Hangman. I gotta go back and look at a couple other people.
AJ,
yes. Yes, flying to Australia.
Yeah.
I don't want to preemptively put in Seth Rollins, but I think Seth Rollins is going to be a hater this year, unless Tama Tonga comes in, and then not Tama Tonga, but Tama Tonga. No, what the fuck? The other Tonga. Tungaloa, yeah, he comes in, but the fact that you got Samoa Joe playing dad to 2 fighting brothers is hilarious. Them having to team up, the enemy of my enemy is my friend right now, and so they had to do that, and they come back and to just to always say, no matter what, this battle has to end for real, because the story is they hate each other more than they want the title right now. And that is a great fucking story to have. This is a pure blood feud, and they are playing this up to a T. I mean, he went into Hangman's house and talked to. I loved it.
Yeah.
I want to see this play out like big time, and it can only end with
3 stages of hell.
Yeah, because they did it. They already did a. Didn't they do a death match already? They
did a death match.
So
now, I think there's second match.
Yeah,
it's a death match.
So so now it has to be 3 stages of hell. But no, and that could be
Hangman gonna lose again.
Yep. 2 out of 3.
After he's suspended.
After he's suspended, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that
for a month and a half.
No. Get him a
with
little
half his pay cut.
Just give him a little 2 weeks or whatever. Don't
month.
We gotta listen.
Make it do a pay-per-view.
Okay, listen. Your hate for him cannot be to the point where it slows up Swerve's progress. Let's get this shit over and done with.
No. Because if he's suspended for a month, then that means he is not involved with Dynasty.
Mm-hmm. And so you want Swerve to be champion, and you want Hangman to fight him there. I think, I wouldn't be mad at that, but I'm also, I also kind of want this to be over with, so the title can just be about Swerve, and then we just, we let Swerve run shit for a minute. It works either way, but I wouldn't be mad at what you just said with that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
But then we had the best match of the night. And I'm just saying it's the best match of the night because first we get the promo with him in the movie theater, watching some of his old footage. And then he says, it's showtime for the final time.
I might have teared up.
His sons come out and Surfer Sting.
Wolfpack Sting.
Wolfpack Red and Black Sting. And his Sting comes out to Metallica. all him, his sons, and Darby Allin. Well, the Jacksons, they do the Cody entrance,
Yeah, out of the stage.
but the sons get involved with the stinger splashes.
Mm-hmm.
The son who was Wolfpack Sting
That boy was
get some
He's
hype.
flying.
that boy was
He was-
jumping. I was like, all right.
I think they said one of them played for the University of Kentucky, so he's a natural
okay.
athlete.
Mhm.
Okay, right, that makes sense.
But he was flying, and then
Some
just
some stiff boys.
then it just got crazy with Sting being the one to bring out the glass.
Yeah.
Real glass.
Cry about it.
Oh man, I got some stuff to say after this match. I got some stuff to say about this match.
But Darby Allin, we've said this for a long time, that he is not here for a long time. He's only here for a good time.
Goddamn right.
Because that was
That boy don't care.
unneeded. That was the same. That was the same move that gave Jeff Hardy like his really bad concussion before his whole DUI happened.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was just all in all a really good match. I didn't know how they were going to finish the match, if Sting was going to win, if the Jacksons were going to win. I'm glad they kept it on Sting. Like he got the win in his final match.
29-0. It's a good record.
I don't know if you've watched it, but on YouTube they had he had a speech after the show. It's a great
they cut it. I was like, man, they let this man talk for another 5 minutes. They cut the show halfway through a speech.
And it was just an excellent way to
go out. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I've said, the one thing I'm very happy with is that most wrestlers, they don't get to go out on their own terms. They, like me, I just had a bunch of injuries that just piled up, and I just was young, and I just thought about my future. I wasn't even in was I in my 30s? No, maybe. No, I wasn't. I hadn't even got into my 30s yet, and just the injuries were really affecting me. And I have more years to live, so I was decided to give it up. The fact that he was able to give it up on his own terms was excellent.
Yeah.
And a beautiful thing. And that's regardless of whatever, that's why this was like the match of the night for me.
Yeah. No. First of all, shout out to Matthew and Nicholas. Again, putting the business over instead of putting themselves over. For as much shit as people like to talk about them being EVPs and stuff, and yeah, they however they handle business is not always the best, but their intentions is always for the business. So them putting Sting over the way that they put him over was perfect. The landscape has really just changed now that Sting is gone. We about to see Darby without him, and I don't know if we can imagine that. Like, yeah, we had him for a year before without Sting, but ever since then, it's just been Darby and Sting to the point where to see him without him is just going to be it's going to be hard. Like, to know that Sting's not coming out. Like I said in the beginning, you shaped our wrestling lives. You've been wrestling as long as I've been born. I mean, is for him to not be around is going to be hard. As far as remembering iconic moments and having these iconic moments happen after he's gone, and you're like, damn, Sting should have been here. Like, if Darby wins the championship, Sting should be there. But he's done. So if he wins it and we don't see Sting, it's like, well, he said he was done. So yeah,
Darby getting jumped every week now.
yeah. Well, that would be a good story for him. That'd be a
It's gonna
good
be like
story.
him
How to
fighting who was it, Lance Archer?
hmm
Threw him down the stairs
Yeah.
at Daly's place.
Yeah, no, that'll be a good story. Him trying to fend for himself. That can build a champion. So so I'm looking forward to it. I'm a miss Sting. But that match was emotional to say the least.
Yeah,
Very.
very, very emotional. I talk about this real glass situation because it was trending after this match, right? And I'm like, where's my boy Jack Perry at? Because didn't he get fired for? All right, never mind. I don't want to go to it. Never mind.
he didn't get fired, but you know,
Scapegoat. He said what he said.
Yeah,
I'm just
Grass,
saying.
cry me a river. How Punk feel about this? Somebody asked Punk.
I seen something about that.
Punk was cool with Darby.
Mm-hmm.
He let Darby use real glass. He ain't like Jack Perry. That's what it was.
But like he
That's
said, if you got
because
a problem with Jack
Perry
Perry, you're
wanted
the
to
problem.
use it. Jack Perry wanted to use it
That's true. He did say that.
in just some random Joe Schmo spot.
This was
This
a
was-
random Joe
What?
spot.
This was
Darby was
Sting's
worse.
final match, and it wasn't like Darby Allin was the one to bring it out. It was Sting. Okay,
That was
and
Darby's
what
idea.
Sting wants in his final match, damn it, that's what he gets.
Then tell him to do it. Shit.
Right.
No, but yeah, no. Darby's a psycho.
He probably was gonna do it. Darby's like, nah, let me do it. I got you.
Hey, yo, Bones can't deal with it no more. I got it. But no, Darby's a psycho. I just really want to say that. He is a glutton for punishment. He has a death wish. You remember that episode of The Simpsons where they had that screaming moth that was sexually attracted to flames? That's Darby. That's Darby. He got an attraction. Yeah, no,
It's a
but
pain.
yeah.
But that was AEW Revolution in a nutshell.
9 out of 10 show.
Thank you, Sting. Yes,
Thank you, sir.
Very
9
good.
out of 10. Now we're gonna mosey on down to another promotion.
All right, we'll mosey down to another promotion, but we do have to come back to AEW. Just it's going to be a couple of things. It'd be best to just come to WWE because there's a couple things going on. All right.
I just looked at something on WhatCulture.com. It says Vince McMahon sells over $400 million of his TKO stock.
Oh, they getting him out of here.
They
He go.
Outta
He go.
don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
Hey, yo, Vince, I just want to let you know if you want to just throw a couple of those shares over this way to the 3 Count Podcast, we wouldn't be mad at you. We still not compromising. We're going to say the shit that we want to say about you being a dirty old man, but we will also stick it to TKO because honestly, we feel like they supported a lot of your bullshit and they should have some of what's coming to you. But that's me. I wouldn't say no to the shares, but that don't come with anything other than my mouth. Whoa, wait, pause that. Wait, hold on. Whoa.
Maybe he liked that.
Whoa. Forgot who I was talking to. Yeah, no, I will still talk my shit. That's what I'm saying. I will still talk my shit. All right, Vince. Oh, that's going to be a real. All right. But let's get to Diarrhea Dwayne. All right.
He decided on Friday to do a 16-minute long promo on IG. Deleted it. Did an extra 5 minutes. I didn't watch any of it because I don't care. I'd asked somebody to give me the Spark Notes. Somebody tried to, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And
they broke it down.
Basically, there's going to be a challenge. Well, The Rock has challenged Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins to a tag team match, night 1. So I guess Big E was right.
course he was.
He called it. And the stipulations are if they win, Cody and Seth win, none of the bloodline can be involved, which, okay. They've had that stipulation how many times and they still got involved?
Right.
And then
because technically Solo wasn't part of the bloodline at that time.
Exactly.
But,
They can pull that same thing. Tom Tucker gonna come in.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? Cody gotta wait another year. Go ahead, win 3
and
Rumbles.
then if they lose, and that's Cody and
Seth.
Seth.
The walking
Then it's
pound
going to
emoji.
be then it's going to be a basically a all you can eat buffet on Cody Rhodes. And
Bloodline
Rock
rules.
said that if they say no, then he's going to make sure that Cody Rhodes never wins. He's going to make sure that Seth Rollins' world title is gone.
Oh, that's going anyway.
And gets some more stuff. And we still have noticed that.
Hey, you know who else seen it? You know who else seen it? Paul Heyman seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So did Seth Rollins. He was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Twist it up.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Listen. The Rock, corporate Rock is fucking amazing. I love him as a heel. He's part of the reason why I love heels for the most part. Because if you could be a heel and you could be as creative as The Rock or even more creative than The Rock, then I'm fucking with you, right? Yeah, this goes back into I won't get into it completely, but Cody not finishing this story. I don't care what anybody say. I've been saying it since when I think last year when people were talking about this is going to happen in WrestleMania. And I was like, Cody not finishing this story. Then Rock came. I'm like, Cody not finishing the story. Then they win the championship. I mean, then he wins the Royal Rumble. I'm like, that don't matter. You should have just gave it to whoever else because Cody's not finishing this fucking story. Now we're hearing rumors that Roman Reigns, there's discussions of Roman Reigns relinquishing his title and then there being a tournament for his championship, which tells me Cody's not finishing the fucking story. So I'm going to create a supercut of me saying all of this and the date that it started. I think it was WrestleMania last year that he's not finishing his story. Because after WrestleMania, I'm coming in saying I told you so because Cody's not finished his fucking story.
Roman Reigns has relinquished his title so that another person can get it. And that's if you play WWE 2K24.
Hey.
That's part of his storyline on the My Rise is that Roman Reigns gives up his title and somebody else wins.
That's crazy.
Because he doesn't want Cody Rhodes to finish the story.
That is crazy. He can't even finish the story in the video game. God damn. But yeah, no, yeah, that's Cody's not finishing this story. And I was supposed to look at something. Y'all can start talking about stuff that's going on because I gotta look this up.
Really, that's the biggest parts of WWE right now. Yeah, granted, everything's leading up to WrestleMania. Obviously, that's happening in a month.
Yeah, which is the month away, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Just about.
So we're starting to get everything set up with matches and everything. Gunther chopped the hell out of Dominic. Yeah. Knocked the sonic rings out of him. Mm-hmm. But really, all WWE is right now is the Bloodline versus Cody and Seth. If I can be honest,
yeah, I mean, some mini stories.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have everything going on with Damage Control.
Yep.
Which
Dakota cannot be trusted. Oh man, I'm not trusting
Dakota is the KO of the WWE Women's Division.
She is betraying everybody.
And it's crazy too because someone posted it the last time the Kabuki Warriors were on NXT, like before Kairi Sane left, it was against Dakota Kai and I want to say Raquel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she got missed in the face, and that's how she lost. And I was like, man, Dakota Kai just ain't shit. She really ain't shit. But she is the best. I love King Kunta. Watch her, and I think her and Zelina still do their little podcast. Shouldn't say their little. They still do their podcast. Like they talk about gaming and anime and all the stuff that we love. So big shout out to them.
Yep.
I mean, Drew, Hater Boy, McIntyre. If anything, if Cody and Seth lose, I think it's going to be because of Seth or because of Drew McIntyre. Hater Boy USA. Or sorry, he's not from the USA. He's from somewhere in Europe. Hater Boy Europe. Whew. Wrestling has just been so fun to watch.
Okay.
And
all right.
I really don't know what else to talk about.
So I got
the first first inductee to the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
go ahead.
Well deserved.
Who was the first inductee?
Paul Heyman.
Oh yeah,
Wise man.
The wise man. Yes,
The wise
advocate.
Okay.
Like there's so many people who could induct him into the Hall of Fame. Like it is crazy.
We know who it ain't gonna be.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Man.
But it's just so good. Like, yeah, we all know that it's just a gimmick, but it's also for people who it's deserving of. And Paul Heyman, from knowing his start, I think he was like a photographer or doing something small like that, to working all his way up to WCW and being with Stunning Steve and the Dangerous Alliance, to getting fired from there, to starting ECW, from ECW going to WWE, and just keeping a steady eye on the business. Like, well deserved, and congratulations to the wise man.
Yeah, congratulations.
Probably the best talker on the mic that is a manager. I know people like to say, damn. No one wants to say that it's not him. But there's who do they like to say is a better manager? He's a Hall of Famer and I can't remember his name. I think Freddie Blassie. No, not Freddie Blassie. Escaped my mind. Sorry, people. I've been drinking.
Yeah, no, there's not too many managers better than him. I mean, you got, I don't want to say better, but let's just, Jimmy Hart was a manager. You got Michael Cole. Not Michael Cole. What is his name? Oh my fucking goodness. I can't remember his name. I couldn't. Yeah, no, there's. Oh, we're gonna get to that. But there ain't too many. There's honestly, I don't think there's any managers better than him. I mean, no, there's not. There's not.
Can't name one.
I mean, Bobby Heenan. No.
That's who I was thinking of, Bobby Heenan.
No. He's not. What's the name of that guy? He gets on my nerve.
On Wrestling Inc., they have Bobby Heenan number 1, Paul Heyman number 2, number 3, Paul Bearer, number 4 is Jimmy Hart, and number 5 is Sensational Sherry.
No. Okay. First of all, First of all, Paul Bearer, he was a niche manager. It was Mankind, it was Kane, it was Undertaker. Who else? And I'm not putting in the stables that he was just with, because his
Yeah, it
stables,
was mainly those three.
right?
But hey, we Hall of Famers, regardless.
Yeah, but then you got Jim Cornette there. And I hate Jim Cornette, but he's one of the best managers. He's literally one of the best managers. They didn't even put him in the top 5. That's
No,
crazy.
He is number.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
11.
Number 11. No, read the
Number
rest.
11.
Read after Sensational Sherry.
Hold on,
He
let me
ain't gonna
go
have
back.
it.
Number 6, Captain Lou Albino. Number 7, Miss Elizabeth. Number 8, Classy Freddie Blassie.
Okay.
Number 9, Arnold Scullins. Number 10, The Grand Wizard. Number 11, Jim Cornette. And number 12 is Sonny.
Okay, first of all, I would definitely put Sonny above Miss Elizabeth. Just for the sheer fact that Miss Elizabeth was the story made her with Macho Man and everything. But I'll put Sonny above her. Some of those names are legends that I was before my time, so I can't really talk on them. But Jim Cornette should be a top 5. He's been 3 generations of wrestling. 3 generations of wrestling is probably longer than that.
Yeah, much longer. He's been doing this longer than Sting.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like that's and he's been at the forefront for most of it. Like I remember seeing Jim Cornette in video games. Like it was like him with the white suit and red tie. Like I remember seeing all that. He helped influence my childhood, and I'm almost 40, so that's saying a lot. But again, some of these people were legends before my time, so I can't talk on them. You said Fabulous Freddie Blassie. I heard that name before, but I can't really tell you. But yeah, no, Jim Cornette. Listen, Jim. You get on my nerves with some of the stuff that you say, but that's old wrestler folk talking, so I understand it. But I will not let them sully your name by putting you at number 11. You are quite literally in the top 5 of managers all time. So you get that. Much love and respect to you. But no, I was looking at something before we start talking about that. I said before that they're going after Hulk Hogan's title. His reign as champion, right?
Sure.
Okay. Hulk Hogan's reign was 1,474 days. Right now, Roman is probably longer than last update. I don't even remember the last update day. When was this updated? They don't even say when it was updated. But he's been there for 1,282 days. So for WrestleMania is in the next month, so that knocks off 90 days. But it knocks off 30 days. It would take him 6 months, 6 and 3/4 months, pretty much 6.4 months to pass Hulk Hogan's reign. So, and the next 5 months is, hold on, because I was just looking at it.
So the two ones that I don't think Roman Reigns will ever reach will be Bob Backlund's and Bruno Sammartino.
Right, and I didn't say that they was going to do those, but I said they were going for Hulk's championship. If they could write Hulk out of the history books as far as that goes with some of his shit that he was going on, They
Yeah,
would
I
do
don't
it.
know when this was last looked at, but it says that he's been champion for 12,038 days.
Okay,
I think it's closer, but Hulk Hogan is 14,074.
1474.
He's 200 more days.
Yeah, they said like end of September, something like that. He would need to be champion still.
And when is SummerSlam? August 3rd.
Like beginning
So,
of
I
August.
don't
so
somewhere in the
they can have him lose it at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
That'd be it. But even with that, it'll be close because April, May, June, July, August. That's 4 months out of that 6-month time period. Actually, you probably would count this month. So he would need four. Oh, hold on. Let me go to this. Y'all can keep talking for a second.
Anything else going on?
Oh,
I guess the thing winning his last match. I think they're having a tournament for the tag titles.
I mean, I would see that, but now it has to come to who do they put into the tag tournament? Do they have a? Is it just going to be an 8-man? Do they put every single tag team in the tournament? I say they put every single tag team in the tournament. Hell, if you want to start using some of your connect with CMLL or AAA, New Japan Pro, hell, even throw in an Impact team. Like, really make this a damn tag team championship match or tournament. Because you can put in the
Hell,
FTRs, the
it's going to the Bucks
Claudio's,
anyway.
private parties, the Bucks, Top Flight,
House of Black.
The Acclaimed, House of Black, the Guns, the Workhorsemen, LFI, bring them back. There's so many people that I just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. Let me see if I can find
The Hardys.
Yeah.
the Hardys whenever they come back, which we were just informed that Sammy Guevara was suspended for
Still performing his finishing move on a concussed Jeff Hardy.
but again, like Chris said, that's not on Sammy. If the referee is able to say that person still can still wrestle,
Yeah.
then the ref should be suspended as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The refs are there to protect the wrestlers.
Yep.
And like us as wrestlers, I've been knocked loopy, and I've wrestled with a stinger. Like I did a Hurricane Rana. Like I dropped on the crown of my neck to the point where I stood up. I had to grab the rope, and my whole neck was heavy. Like I had to just hold my head up like this, keep it from falling, because I felt like if I did it like that, my whole body was going to fall. That yeah, that was on me because that happened in training,
Mm-hmm.
but this happened during a match. So, and we all know I'm not the biggest fan of Sammy Guevara, but again, uh, Tony Khan needs to start holding the right people accountable. Granted, Sammy Guevara has been trying to take out the Hardy Boys since 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Because he also, like, during a match with Matt Hardy fell off of the whatever, knocked his head, started bleeding loose like crazily. They should have finished the match there. But guess what the refs and nobody else did? They didn't finish the match. Like they didn't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is again not on Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's suspended, is annoying. But hey, he gets to hang out with his beautiful wife and his adorable child.
Congratulations again.
Congratulations
Yeah.
on taking a break.
Yeah. All right. I did see, and we're about to go right back to AEW, but Roman Reigns will surpass Hulk Hogan on Friday, September the 13th. Friday the 13th of 2024.
Of course.
Yeah, so he will hold it past SummerSlam.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I could see him relinquishing the title for a tournament then, or him losing it on a Raw, which goes into what I wanted to say about AEW. First thing, Mike Santana from Proud and Powerful is no longer with AEW. This is a missed opportunity for them. I know that they've seen Santana and Ortiz as tag teams, but Mike been wanting a solo run. That's what he's been wanting. That's what he wants to do. And he actually is talented enough. He is actually skilled enough, and he has charisma.
He had a solo run. They just put it on Rampage and nobody to see it.
Yeah. But no, Santana doing that, it goes to a bigger issue. We said that I talked to you about last week. There was supposed to Miro and Keith Lee were supposed to be in the pay-per-view with Cage and Brian Cage and Lance Archer and Powerhouse Hobbs. But they were injured. AEW said that they were supposed to be there, but they were unavailable, making it sound like they didn't want to be in the match. And Miro had to come on Twitter and say, "Hey, I've been injured and since September, and he had surgery in January." So
Right.
he was like, "I'm sorry if the company didn't know that." That told me two things. One, there's miscommunication there, because there's no way that you shouldn't know that you shouldn't be booking an injured person for a show. Yeah, it don't matter what the timeline said. Oh, they're supposed to be. Well, if he had a surgery in January, he's not going to be available in February. That should have been updated. That should have been told by Tony. But there's also morale issues, because the company tried to make themselves look good by saying they were just unavailable, which made it look like those talents weren't willing to work. And Miro had to come and say, no, y'all are incompetent. And that's not good. Santana leaving AEW because he didn't get the proper, and I know some wrestlers can be egotistical, but he is giving so much to that business, to that company, even teaming up with people that he don't like or he got beef with at the moment just to keep it professional. That's something that speaks a lot to his character, and for him to leave, it says something about what's going on with AEW. We could talk about Sammy Guevara being suspended and the issues with who should have been responsible for it. That's going on. But then today I come on and I see them promo Chris Statlander versus Rio on Dynamite this Wednesday. So we're going to be cheering for Statty. But they changed their colors and they changed their logo again.
Yep.
Okay, so you know that there's an issue and you know that there needs to be a change. But you're missing the point. The change is not the logo. The change is not the color scheme. The change ain't even the days. It is the handling of the talent. It is the handling of the show. You got rid of somebody who was dedicated to the mission statement of this is going to be wrestling. You brought in somebody who has a history with the wrestling promotion that is about entertainment. Granted, you did hire a new creative writer. I can't remember her name. The name escaped me, and I'm so sorry. I can't remember your name right now. But you brought her in. You brought her to be all elite to help with creative. That's good because you are recognizing that there are some issues. But your locker room, it has a morale issue. You just if you're not going to hire Sting to be backstage, you're going to have some more issues. They need somebody that they can trust.
Yeah.
They need somebody that can tell them. But y'all are a victim of too much talent and not enough skill to handle the talent. You need to get, and I'm bad with names. This is a long night. You need to get Amore. What is his name? Yeah, you need.
Scott D'Amore?
Yep, Scott D'Amore. You need to get him there because he has a history handling talents like this. You have some superstars and you have a lot of indie stars. He's dealt with both of them. He's dealt with the likes of Sting. He dealt with the likes of Kurt Angle. He dealt with Jeff Jarrett, Ric Flair, and then he also had to deal with up and comers like Young Bucks, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and he had to get them ready for what's to come for their next level, whether it was them becoming a big star in TNA or being a star or handling the pressure of stardom when you go to WWE. Right now, you're still a young company. Tony Khan, you have been blessed with having the talent around that could make great matches, which gives you the Booker of the Year. But those talents need to be cared for in a way that you as a business person don't know how to handle them. You as a fan of wrestling don't know how to handle them. You need somebody that you can separate yourself from them to say, hey, I see what you want to do. I see what you're doing. This is what's going on and this is what's needed. We need to find a happy medium because you as a fan, you want this done this way. Great. You as a boss have to handle contractors. They're not employees, they're contractors. You gave them a contract. At any moment you don't do what you're supposed to do with that contract, they can leave, right? They got to do what they need to do to fulfill the contract. You have been blessed to have people to work without a contract because they believed in your vision. But right now, you have Andrade El Idolo leaving. You got Miro not happy. I don't even know what's going on with Scorpio Sky. You have been blessed to actually have a locker room that will preserve, that will show restraint. Because some of these people probably wouldn't give you the same respect and regard if you were in the game for 30, 40 years. You're new. So you have to, people are giving you a level of, they're giving you the benefit of the doubt. You don't know. I'm not gonna be mad at you. Man, you have Kip Sabian on his Twitter, just not even like bad mouthing you, but showing that you're missing the talent. You're missing the big picture. You're missing this thing. I'm great. I'm great on the mic. I'm great with a character. I'm great in the ring. This is something that you have. Don't lose me. Because if he goes to NXT, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
But
just have more Sean Spears.
Yeah. AEW is hurting because Tony, I'm putting it on you. Respectfully, I'm putting it on you. You are not in the wrestling business. You're not of the wrestling business. you are like me. You were like me before you got into the game. You were an outsider looking in. You were looking for all of the little interviews and all the little gems where you can get some type of pull, some type of idea of how the wrestling business worked. But once it got in your hand, it felt different. But again, you've been blessed by the Kenny Omegas, by the Young Bucks, by the Cody, by the Chris Jericho, by the Dustin, by having these people that have been of the business for the majority of their lives to help shape and guide. When you start putting it in your hands more, it looks like a fan is promoting. You're protecting,
Right.
you're protecting the ones that you really do like. You're undervaluing the ones that you are not really, I don't want to say aware of, because you is aware enough to purchase to give them a contract. But what I'm telling you is that even though the dollar bills are different, this is where you optimize. You got your big names. Your big names gave you validity. But now you have to say, you know what? I got a guy that got a $2 million contract or a $1 million contract. Let me work him. Let's see if we
Right.
can build him. And if you had somebody like Scott D'Amore, I think I said his first name wrong, but if you had a guy like him coming in and saying, hey, you know, this person is a $15 million talent and you got him on a $2 million contract, you might want to utilize that more. Hey, you got this legend on a $15 million contract and you working them like a $7 million person, or you working them like a $12 million person. Utilize that extra $2-3 million to coach behind the scenes, to do some things, to, hey, let's see if we can get them into here. You know, I don't know who your executive producer is, but that executive producer's job is to make sure that the show goes off without a hitch. And if you are having booking issues, that is a you issue. That's not the executive producer. The executive producer needs to make sure that they get in the ring once you book them. You are
Right.
the booker. So you need to make sure this, that, and the third. But you are also the owner. So you have the added responsibility of making sure that everybody plays by your rules. You can't really do both because it's hard. You want to make sure that you make a lot of money, but you also want to make sure you want to put on a good show. Sometimes what you think is a good show doesn't equate to a lot of money. So when you are protecting your people to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck, you are undervaluing some other people that could bring in more revenue for you, and it's bothering you. And right now I know that I'm on CT's thing, but he just cut himself off real quick. It's cool. But this issue has been going on for at least the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And Tony, it is time for you to literally, quite literally, take your hands off of it. Get somebody in there, listen to what they have to say, trust in others people's visions. You trusted in the elite. They got you from point A. You trusted in Chris Jericho. He solidified you. Now you have to put your trust in somebody else to get it to where you can sustain, because what happens is that if you don't, you're going to have an Eric Bischoff situation. You're going, again, you're blessed by having people that works for the business. The elite could have very well done what Scott Hall and Kevin Nash did. They could have very well did that and ran your business into the ground. They didn't. You're lucky. But Jay White might be that type. And I'm not putting that on him as he's that type of person, But in a hypothetical situation, there's probably going to be somebody that you're eventually going to put your trust in that is not going to be in the business of the business, but go into business for themselves. And because you have the final say, this could possibly become a problem. The fact that you are listening to certain wrestlers and not listening to others, or you don't value them all the same, it shows and it's hurting you. So this change of the logo, this change of the color, I hope it comes with a change of direction. Because again, if you have Samoa Joe lose on Dynamite, it gives a luster back there. Something could happen. If you make a couple of these stars, like this tournament that goes on, if you put it on Private Party, it changes the scope of things. It's not the same group of people winning the championships. And we know the Young Bucks don't want it to be that way, because how many times have the Young Bucks held the championship? How many times did they have the opportunity to win the championship and said no? Like, you have some people like that. I mean, honestly, let's keep it a buck. Hangman Adam Page, he could have politicked his way into winning another championship after CM Punk left. But he didn't. Again, you've been blessed to have these people that is in for the business. So please value them as the value them the same way they value this business. Everybody that is in your, I won't say everybody, the majority of people on your roster, just because I'm being a realist, the majority of the people on your roster will die for the business. Let them put on their best shows. Let them have fun like they used to have fun in the beginning. All right, yeah, I'm just about done. But let them have fun the way that they used to have fun in the beginning. Let them value the wrestlers that love it more. And yes, there are going to be some wrestlers that would die for it that don't have the talent. But that is not for you to decide. Let the fans decide. You need to take your hands off of it, put in somebody that you can trust to help guide the direction that you see. Because you might see it this way, but you don't know how to lead it. And then on top of that, you done came out and said that you was worried for your life about the talent. You done had conversations of favoritism. You have a protection issue. So let's put some fresh eyes on it. Tell this person what you want, and let them go and manage it, because it's not working right now. Great matches, shows outside of the match. This is great. Like that, the matches will be great, but the show still is missing something. The shows are still. We can literally, I say it like this: we can literally watch a match. Y'all go to commercial. Y'all come back. There's promos. There's stories. We can go and watch another channel. Once we find out that there's another match on, we can come back and watch that match.
Still there?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys froze for like 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. Sorry. But yeah, we can do nothing but watch the matches of AEW, not read into any stories, and just have enjoyable wrestling without any of the added stuff. And we technically wouldn't miss a thing. Like, because it's literally Dynamite. Pay-per-view is going to be great. If FTR is in there, if Chris Jericho is in there, if the championship is in there, Tony Storm is in there, it's going to be a great pay-per-view event. You can have that for all of your stars on Dynamite. We don't need to know the storylines, and we could just watch great wrestling. And if your show was like that, then there's something missing. We need to be engaged. Because honestly, outside of Swerve and Hangman and Samoa Joe, what story independently of itself are you caring for?
None really.
Can't think of one.
But you will watch any match that comes on. Like
Yeah,
that.
like the FTR and Blackpool.
You'll watch.
Pretty much thrown together, and
yeah, and it's
a
just
great
that.
match.
So that's goes back. You have the talent. Something's missing, and Tony, you are the problem. Respectfully, you are not doing a bad job by acquiring talent. You are not doing a bad job by booking pay-per-views. The stories, the people that you are putting in front of us, the things that are going on. You need to have somebody to steer your ship, because again, you can throw anybody in any of these matches and it's going to be great. Britt Baker comes back, it's going to be great. Jamie Hayter come back, it's going to be great. We got Chris Statlander and Riho. Like, that match is happening. I don't know what's going on with the story, but guess what? I'm going to watch it because Riho is a great wrestler and Chris Statlander is a great wrestler. You could throw Chris Statlander. Statty. Right. You can throw Chris Statlander and Nyla Rose. Great match. You can throw Chris Statlander and Sky Blue, Julia Hart, anybody but Ruby Soho, and you're good.
Whoa.
No way.
No hate on Ruby Soho.
You're good. Okay? Well, if you can hate, I can hate just a little bit, but you're good.
Yeah, but she's from Indiana, so I refuse to let anybody hate on her.
Okay.
I refuse.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying?
And my
I wish I had
Doe whiskey.
I wish I had it, but what I'm saying is that you have a talent pool that you can just plug and play. And that is a blessing, because let's be honest, WWE doesn't even have that type of talent pool. Like, they have a lot of great wrestlers, but we just seen Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley. And I know that we can have that, but you can throw any up and comer, you can throw any mid card, put them in a main event, and they'll dominate. That's a blessing. You just need to take your hand off of it, put somebody else to steer the ship, and let it go, because that's the change that you need. I think that is all that I'm saying. But I can go on all day, because I swear to you, I love WWE and I love AEW. AEW, man, when y'all started, I watched everything. The Dynamite, the Darks, the Elevation when that started coming out, the Rampage, and somewhere along the lines, things just missed. Is it too many championships? Yeah, maybe. Does it seem like y'all don't know what to really do with the women division? Sometimes. Is it too many talents going to jumping from place to place? Yeah.
No, that's needed within the wrestling business.
No. When I said that, I mean jumping from Ring of Honor to Dynamite and back to Ring of Honor and back to Dynamite. Yeah. No, y'all doing the indie stuff is amazing. And honestly, I swear to you, if you said that there is no competition and you just didn't give a fuck, like, no, I'm only in competition with myself, I would love for y'all to just throw people with WWE. Y'all ain't even got to get nothing. You ain't got to have this is AEW town, not like the logo and stuff. You say this person's from AEW, you break that forbidden door and you just let them go. Let them have a little bit of fun and then come back. And I know it's the WWE and AEW are the two biggest ones, so there is competition there. But it's like, you could be literally the Orange Cassidy of all of it. I don't give a fuck. If you want to go over there, you go ahead. Like, because what it does is going to still bring money to you in the long run. It might not look like it, but it will bring money to you in the long run. If Will Ospreay went on WWE on a Raw to put on a match, even if they lose, hey, let all your stars lose. When they put on a great show, and then you like, you know what? I haven't seen Will Ospreay in a minute. Where has he been? Like, well, he was an AEW talent. Oh, well, let me see what he's doing over in AEW. Like, it does that. But that requires you to have a much bigger trust or a much bigger lack of care of outcome in order for you to do that. So, but yeah, that's the change. And I know you wasn't here for most of it, but I'm not rehashing it because it was long.
But it's all right. Is there anything else that we need to talk about, however?
No, there's nothing else.
Well, Chris, you look like you have something in your mind.
No. Just that a baby girl acknowledged Roman Reigns. The Rock acknowledged Roman Reigns. Now I just gave my wife to acknowledge Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I got to get Shalina to acknowledge Roman.
Yeah, no. Bree's not going to acknowledge Roman Reigns because she loves Bianca Belair too much, so she acknowledges Bianca.
The EST, there you go.
Yeah, the EST. The Jadis, that needs to happen. But with that said,
Hopefully.
Another episode in the books, people. Yes,
sir.
All right. Just know, if nobody told you that they love you today, me and the DMD loves you. If nobody said that you're awesome, we all think that you're awesome. We gotta get into creating more wrestling questions and shit. But this was a long one because we had to recap.
Do you think Jack Perry was right?
No. Yeah, only person I hate more than CM Punk is Jack Perry. I just want to let y'all know that. Yeah.
Ain't no
Not me. I hate Hulk Hogan.
I mean, I'm indifferent to Hulk Hogan now. He's not even in my universe. Ric Flair I still hate, but not as much as CM Punk. I hate him for different reasons. They're like the same. But outside of the hate, it's all love over here. Yeah, just know that everything that happens is temporary and it's a lesson for you to learn so you can be a better you, whether that's good or bad. So take those bad moments, treat it as a lesson. Take the good moments, hold it as a memory to why you are the way that you are, what you do it for. So when next time you deal with situations, you can have that to hold on to say, hey, I'm a fucking Super Saiyan. I'm killing this shit. That's all you need to do. You need to just work to become Super Saiyan. And then Super Saiyan God. Then Super Saiyan Blue. Then Ultra, I would say Ultra Ego. Fuck Ultra Instinct. Let's get to Ultra Ego. Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, but
spoilers.
Yeah, but until next time, I just want.
Spoiler, this has been a year.
I mean, the anime only people.
Yeah. Yeah. All I really want you to do is what it is that you love, and that's watching, listening to this podcast, 2K24, liking, sharing, commenting on not just ours, but everybody's stuff, everybody that has anything to do with everything wrestling. Until next time, peace. Love you.
Peace.